Here we are, 6 a.m. on this Thursday, getting a little closer to that weekend. So glad you're with us. I'm Eric Connard.
And I'm Netta Irampur. And wow, what a day we're about to have. Are you ready for this? Meteorologist Evan Narati joining us here.
We warned you.
Warm weather. It's like throwing everything off. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're in like summer today.
But we're technically still in winter.
We're still in winter.
Okay.
We're near the end
sure.
of February, and we're trending 15, 20 degrees warmer
Amazing.
than average. I will say, February just in general has been a very good month to us.
Right.
We've gotten a lot of warmer than normal temperatures. We had that little blip for last week's temperatures where we got all the way down to the 50s in the afternoon. But before that, we were very warm, and now post-rain, we're also very warm. Visibility out the door, that has changed a bit. North Island, Coronado area, holding on to about half a mile of visibility. There's a chance that we see some patchy fog this morning, as you see toward the foreground there. But otherwise, a beautiful sunrise expected to take place in just about 15 minutes. We don't see that fog as widespread, but in the spots where we do have a little bit of the cloud cover, you may want to watch for some patchy drizzle. Temperatures by the afternoon get into the upper 70s out by the coast, mid 80s inland. It'll be another warm one out there and another sunny one by the afternoon. Vanessa Paz is checking in on what it looks like headed out the door right now.
My, oh my, is that toasty, Evan. All right, 6:01 is the time on your Thursday, Friday Eve, as I like to call it. Looks like the drives are in really good shape. This is the 805 in both directions as you make your way out of Chula Vista, headed towards National City this morning. Meanwhile, this is another drive out of the South Bay, headed towards the mile of cars. Typically, we're pretty plugged up as you make your way towards a 54, but as of right now, we're at average speeds. It is still really early. As we switch gears and take you over to the east end of the region, this is the 8 in both directions right at Lake Murray as you make your way towards the college area. Look out for a crash that may slow things down for you if you're headed northbound on the 805. It's on the 805 south, so the opposite way of where most folks are traveling. This is right at Sweetwater Road after you pass the 54 connector. Coming up a little later, we'll take a look at what your Thursday travel times have in store. That's all ahead. Back to you guys.
We do have an update this morning. The Escondido City Council not making any changes to a contract allowing ICE officers to train at police department's firing range.
This decision comes after hours of heated public comment last night. News 8's Jenny Day live in Escondido to give us reaction from supporters and opponents of this. Jenny.
So yes, in a nutshell, ICE agents will be allowed to continue training at the Escondido Police Department's gun range. This has been happening for more than 10 years now, and despite public pushback, this agreement, this contract will remain in place. Here last night, it really was a packed city council meeting with many residents asking the council to reverse course following the controversy surrounding the Trump administration's immigration enforcement policy. Others did speak out in favor of allowing the federal agents to train at the local outdoor firing range. One city council member said an agreement like this is not abnormal, but said he does fear Escondido would be targeted by the Trump administration if the contract were to be canceled. The Escondido police captain spoke as well, saying they simply provide the space. The most recent contract with ICE was renewed just this year, but again has been in place for more than a decade without really any public attention until now.
I spent most of my life as a conservative Republican, so I'm no longer a Republican, and I'm just appalled that these kind of things can go on in this country.
As a 26-year teacher, I can attest to the angst that our students are feeling because of the presence of ICE in this county.
And we are told that the city will receive around $22,000 a year for the next 3 years under this agreement with ICE. Live in Escondido, Jenny Day, News 8.
Jenny, thank you so much. And now this morning we are learning San Diego Unified School District updated its immigration enforcement policy.
News 8's Chris Groh live outside district headquarters now with the details on these changes here. Chris.
Yeah, good morning, guys. We're working for you to make sure you know exactly what is going on with this updated policy, but also why it's happening. And in large part, it's because of a state assembly bill, AB 49, which requires all districts to have formal procedures in place. Now, as for San Diego Unified, they already had a comprehensive immigration policy that was established back in 2017 during Trump's first administration. Now, what AB 49 required them to do is to add some updates to that. So compared to maybe some other school districts, not as many changes, but they still got updated guidance from California's Attorney General. So What they are going to be doing is that they are now prohibiting district staff from releasing a student's or employee's personal information. It also prevents any immigration agents from entering district property or a school bus without a judicial warrant, subpoena, or court order. We did hear from San Diego Unified Board President Richard Barrera about these updates, about these changes. Here's more from our conversation.
One of the early school districts to do this, but there were others that passed board policies that said ICE cannot have access to a school campus or access to student records without a judicial warrant.
Now, Board President Barrera there went on to tell us that they have not seen an impact to attendance, but at the same time does say that anecdotally what they're hearing is that the fear amongst families in the district is still real. Back to you guys in studio.
All right, Chris, thank you. At 10:30 this morning, an ICE Out of San Diego rally is set to be held outside the federal courthouse. The rallies have been on a weekly basis now, and they are sponsored by the Racial Justice Coalition of San Diego. Community leaders and advocates are expected to attend.
Also happening today, trial set to get underway for a man accused of driving drunk and killing a 13-year-old boy in Escondido. This is video of Alexander Arose from his preliminary hearing last year. Arose is facing felony DUI and manslaughter charges in connection to the deadly April 2024 crash. He is pleading not guilty. Prosecutors say Arose's girlfriend and her brother, Rodrigo Tapia Jr., left a party with Arose in his car just before the crash. Prosecutors say Arose, who was under the legal drinking age, had a blood alcohol level of .097 and was driving between 90 and 119 miles per hour at the time of the crash. New this morning, 10 people, including 9 U.S. Navy sailors, are under arrest. We just learned of these arrests just after 7 o'clock last night. The San Diego County Sheriff's Office saying back in May of 2025, deputies responded to a report of an assault at a house in Hamul. Deputies were told a person was at a nearby fire station needing medical attention. When they got there, they found a person with major injuries. Just this Tuesday, the 10 suspects accused in this violent assault were taken into custody.
A 100-year-old Korean War veteran from Escondido who received the Medal of Honor during this year's State of the Union address is getting ready to return home back to San Diego. Royce Williams expected to leave Washington, D.C. today and arrive in Carlsbad later this afternoon. He will be welcomed back by Congressman Darrell Issa and other local leaders. Williams was a Navy pilot who shot down 4 Soviet jets in a solo dogfight back in 1952. That mission was classified until 2002. And as you see right here, President Trump honored Williams during the State of the Union for what many call a historic act of bravery.
Oh, what a moment that was. Taking a peek outside here. Yes, Jackie and Shadowy checking in on them live.
Always got to, right? A daily occurrence to check in on our friends.
There's the egg.
There it is. Yep, right there.
Right there.
Our friends at Big Bear Mountain, Big Bear Valley. I will say, in addition to seeing just nature on display, we also get to see the sunrise out there in the background. You've got some snow still blanketing the mountaintops. Up at Big Bear, that's the case. Our local mountains in San Diego, Mount Laguna, Palomar Mountain, that snow is virtually completely gone. Yesterday, we checked in on it just before we had hit our afternoon highs, and there were just some very small, sad piles of snow after what had been a blanketing off toward areas like Mount Laguna and Palomar Mountain, upwards of 4-5 inches of snow that came down. Satellite radar shows that this morning all we've got is some cloud cover. Rain chances, while we expect a trough of low pressure to slide in to start off next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday stretch. Neither troughs of low pressure that are expected next week are going to come about with any significant opportunity for rain. So instead, we stay warm and dry all the way through the end of the week. Friday and Saturday going to be those warmer, drier days. Friday, we reach our peak. Tomorrow, we could be upwards of 20 degrees above average, as we're even looking at today being one of those days. And then that first trough slides in Sunday, but that chance for rain stays at 4 to 6%. really, really mellow. We had talked about other parts of the country struggling through temperatures in the single digits, in some cases below zero. Not the case anymore. They've been able to rebound quite a bit. So Nashville was one of those spots that is not typically sub-freezing, but was for a strong period of time, a long period of time. Nashville's now at 59 degrees for their afternoon high today. 36 in Chicago, bit of a recovery in Chicago as well. They were in the single digits. 27 in Detroit, 43 in Philly. Look at Dallas going for 80, El Paso 82. So we are no longer the hottest city in the country, but I'd say we deserve to share the wealth a bit. High temperatures are still going to come in well above normal. In some cases in Ramona, could be 22 degrees warmer than where we typically are for this afternoon. Vanessa Paz checking in on what a beautiful morning commute it is across San Diego County. A little bit of fog, but there's not been much of it really.
Yeah, usually this traffic map does a really good job indicating if we're seeing some dense fog out there. And right now it's clear. In fact, you can see the key on the top right of your screen there, and we're not really seeing any orange on the maps. All right, let's go ahead and start off at a breakdown. This is on the 15, right at Claremont Mesa Boulevard as you make your way into Kearny Mesa, headed towards Mira Mesa on the 15. Not slowing things down, but you may want to give them an extra lane or two if you happen to travel through that incident. 2-car crash, meanwhile, on the 805 South at Sweetwater Road may have you a little slow coming in from Chula Vista as you make your way past the 54 connector. This is the 15 in both directions right at Claremont Mesa, and here's that drive as you exit Tierra Santa, headed towards Mira Mesa. Meanwhile, that's at southbound drive as you make your way towards Balboa. Near the 8 freeway. And this is the 805 in both directions. Left side of your screen is the northbound drive as folks leave Chula Vista and head towards National City towards that 54 interchange. Meanwhile, this is the 8 in both directions right at Lake Murray Boulevard. Right side of your screen is that westbound drive. All right, let's go ahead and pull up travel times. This is what we like to see. Smooth sailing coming in from the South Bay headed north about 10 to 15 on the 805 and the 5. If you're traveling in from the East County headed west, we're at average speeds, anywhere between 65 to 75 miles per hour. Same deal coming in from the North County headed south. Full span of the 78 from the 15 all the way to the 5 will take you about 15 minutes or so. All right, 6:12 is the time. Let's go ahead and pull up those border wait times. Look at that. A pair of 90s coming in from San Ysidro's port of entry to cross will take you about an hour and a half. Same deal crossing in from Otay Mesa at last check this morning.